Much to the person who actually reached out to me, and I'm going to respond right now because there's kind of nothing worse than feeling hopeless. So, again, thank you so much. Somebody from my community did email me back from one of our mailers and shared what's going on with her in her life right now and the fact that she is feeling very hopeless. And she wanted to know what to do. So I wasn't planning to do a live today, but I wanted to jump on really quickly because time is of the essence when you're feeling hopeless. So I just want to give a few tips and talk about what can be done immediately. So the first thing I want to say to this lady is what is going on in your life right now, it's not your fault. And it's absolutely okay to feel the way that you're feeling. In fact, it would be weird if you were feeling any other way. And you're definitely not broken or bad for being tired of trying. I've been in similar situations, and my response was to move 3,300 miles away. So, people who have been in very difficult, complicated situations that involve family and dysfunction and all the things that go with that know that when you're actually in crisis and when you're feeling hopeless, it's hard to know what to do. And when you're stuck inside your own box, it's really hard to be able to think outside of the box. So the first things, there are doable things that you can do right now, like in the next 5 minutes. And I don't know if you're going to be watching this right now, if you're going to be able to see it later. And I did actually put this all into a blog, and I will be posting it in the comments. So the first thing that you can do right now to actually start to change your brain chemistry in this moment is to do a little bit of a breath reset. And this is science, this is chemistry. Breath work changes the way your heart is beating, it slows you down, it calms you down. So I have a breath reset, it's 60 seconds. You inhale for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4, and you exhale for 6 to 8. And you repeat this 6 times. Again, you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4 seconds, and you exhale for 6 to 8 seconds, and you repeat it 6 times. So you're going to want to start there and just kind of calm yourself for a minute. Then there is the name 5 trick. So just look around and name 5 things that you can see. Just ground yourself in the moment. If you can look outside the window or be outside, even better, but just ground yourself and get present in the moment and where you are. The next thing you want to do is say a few true statements to yourself and have a little bit of a reality check, because losing reality and perspective is one of the first things that's going to happen. And we can feel so global when we feel hopeless and just feel that absolutely there's no way out. So short, simple facts anchor you. So here's what you want to say to yourself right now. These are feelings, they're not facts. What is happening in my family right now may not be forever. I cannot control whether other people get hurt or not. And the most important thing is that I need to keep myself safe. I used to have somebody I used to work with, and she provided therapy for me, and she would do regular reality checks. And there was a time I was very worried about somebody else in my life, about them hurting themselves or doing something to themselves. And she said, I want you to put a poster up in your apartment, and it says, if this person does something to harm themselves, it's not my fault. So it's really important to remember you cannot control what other people are going to do, whether they're stuck in addiction, whether they're stuck in some sort of borderline personality breakdown. You can't control that. And you really want to remember to keep yourself safe. The next thing you want to do, and this is again in the now, not later, right now, you want to reach out to somebody. You want to send one short message to one safe person. And basically explain, I'm struggling, I'm feeling hopeless. If you do not have anyone safe in your life, you can text a crisis line. 988 in the US also supports texting. If you're in a dire situation, call 911. but definitely let somebody know that you are struggling and that you need support. Okay, what to do in the next few hours. The first thing you want to do once you're feeling a little bit calmer is create a 5-item safety plan on your phone. Keep it close. I mean, you can write it down if you want to write it down, but definitely keep it close. Who are you going to call? And again, if you don't have anybody, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, what you can do. But it's really important as you start to work on yourself and deal with this stuff to have somebody you can call when you feel hopeless. It would be wonderful if there was some member of your family that was safe, even if it wasn't in your immediate family. But if that isn't possible, is there any friend? Is there anybody at school? Is there, if you're in college, anybody in your university? Just one person that you can reach out to. The next thing you want to write down is what calms you down. Is it watching funny movies? Is it listening to music? Is it playing video games? Whatever it is, make a note about what kind of activity is going to calm you down so that you can go back to it later. The next thing I want you to do is write down a reason to stay. And the reason can be small. It doesn't matter. Maybe you have a pet that needs to be fed. Maybe you have a grandparent that needs to be checked on. Maybe there are a lot of people that rely on you. And if anything happened to you, it would be an absolute catastrophe for them. But write down your reason to stay. The next thing you want to do is write down places that feel safe. Now, unfortunately, in the situation my friend is in, the lady who wrote to me, the family home has become unsafe. That is such a tough situation, and I have all the compassion in the world for that one. So what I say to her is there anywhere in that house where you can find safety, or you can have a few moments to be quiet? Or is there any friend or family member you can stay with while you're in deep crisis? Often in these situations, they're up and down. She's in the middle of a really big peak of drama. So is there anywhere you can go that would be a safe space, either for a few hours or to stay? And then finally, again, if you are in immediate danger, these are the times where you are allowed to call 911, to reach out to somebody and say, you need to pick me up right now. Or if you're an adult and you have the wherewithal, you can go somewhere else and stay somewhere else, even if it's a motel or hotel or whatever it is. So that's your 5-item safety plan, and you want to keep it close, whether it's on your phone or a notebook in your purse. The next thing you want to do is move your body. And I know, oh, this is the answer to everything, move your body. But the truth is, when you move your body, it signals to your body that you are not trapped. For me, when I was in these kinds of crises, there's nothing worse than feeling trapped, especially if you're in a small apartment or you can't see nature. This will absolutely add to the anxiety, add to the hopelessness. Getting out, going for a walk, going for a run, stretching, getting to any kind of exercise class, any kind of yoga class, anything that will nurture your body and let your body start giving your brain the signals to know that, it's not in immediate danger at that moment. And then, of course, you want to limit big decisions while you're going through this. If you're overwhelmed, postpone major choices for 24 to 72 hours until you've stabilized. And then the last one on this list is use distractions. Any kind of distraction that works for you. Watching something, meditations, reading books, any kind of entertainment that works. A funny friend. This is not avoidance, it's survival. Okay, the last piece of this is what to do in the next few days. So getting better, it doesn't just happen. You can't just make a wish. You actually have to do the work. So these are the things you want to be doing in the next few days to really put yourself first and make a really strategic plan that you're going to get better and you're going to be okay. So build a support step, make one appointment, see a therapist, see a doctor, even a coaching call. If therapy is not available, look for peer support groups or community hotlines. 12-step groups exist for this reason, whether you need help yourself or you have a family member who needs help, but find those kinds of groups where you can find the support that you need. Journal one safe question every day. Think about things like, what would make me feel 1% better? Answer in one sentence and do it. Small increases stack. We know this. I've written books about it. One small change at a time leads to big changes in time. Be really mindful of your sleep and food basics. You want to be eating regularly and sleeping if you are able. When hopelessness hits, these basics often get lost, and they really do matter. It really matters. I remember when I was going through an incredibly tough time, and I really made an effort to get some rest during the day because it just gave my brain a break from being in that really tough spot. Definitely, you want to limit social media and anything that amplifies the noise. Replace 30 minutes of doom scrolling with 10 minutes of something that soothes you, whatever soothes you. Even if it's looking at photos or a podcast, it's not about taking away a digital life. It's just about putting the things in it that are going to make you better. Okay, to wrap this up, here are the things you want to think about, just quick cognitive tools. I said it before, feelings are loud, but they're not always right. Feelings are not facts. Ask yourself, what would I tell my best friend if they felt this way? And try saying that to yourself. Then, and this is something my father used to do with me, tell the worst case thought. What's the worst thing that could happen here? Like, if all my fears played out, what could actually happen and what would that mean? So, and it's not about expecting the worst or wishing for the best. It's just about curiosity and gathering facts. What we're trying to do here is stay in reality. Because when you're feeling hopeless, you can spiral and you can really lose sense of reality. And that's not what we're looking for here. Reframe small and don't think about things like I'll never feel better or I just feel so awful right now. Just think I'm working on this. I'm now taking some steps to move forward with it and I'm working on one little change at a time. So always reframe that mindset. This is now, this is not forever. What to feel, permission and practice. Just give yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling right now. You have every right to feel angry. You have every right to be enraged at family members, to feel scared, to feel guilty, to feel grief that things aren't a different way. And you're not wrong for wanting relief. Emotions are a messy business. So give yourself all the grace and permission and practice feeling these feelings. Finally, self-compassion. Think about it like this. If a friend came to you saying the things that you're saying right now, what would you say to them? And let that be your inner voice. Talk to yourself like you would talk to the person you love the most. It's a short practice, but it rewires the tone you use with yourself. Okay, I definitely advise reaching out to a friend and saying something like, I'm having a really hard time and could use someone to listen for 10 minutes. Can you be with me? These are your scripts for reaching out. To a partner or a family member, say something like, I need help. I don't want to panic alone. Can you sit with me or help me call someone? And if you do have access to a therapist, I'm feeling hopeless this week and need support. So the long-term steps that can actually change things for you, and I've done them all. Therapy, CBT, that's cognitive behavioral therapy, did that. Trauma-informed therapists will do this kind of work with you and help you. EMDR, I did this as well. That can do wonders for trauma healing, and all of these things can help teach you skills to manage hopelessness. Medication can be life-saving for some people, but consult a psychiatrist or your primary care doctor if symptoms are severe. Community matters, so find your groups, faith communities, support groups, or classes that give connection and purpose. These are going to be your saving grace over the next few weeks and months. And then small, consistent rituals, whether they involve all the wellness stuff that I always talk about, fitness, exercise, nutrition, spirituality, whether it's a self-help ritual, you're going to read certain books every morning, you're going to journal, you're going to do a gratitude list, you're going to call someone. If you're going to do one uplifting hour a week where you practice something or go somewhere where you know you're going to feel better, but keep these rituals going. Practice them. They build momentum over the months. So the final thing to remember is you're not alone. I do this because I've been there. There are thousands, tens of thousands of us out there doing this because we've been there. You can reach out to any of us. Hope rarely bolts back in like a superhero. It returns slowly in small doses. So today your job is not to fix everything. Your job is to put one small kind action between you and the darkness. So anyway, by all means, like the video, subscribe, check out reachoutrecovery.com, where we do have many, many articles on managing depression, managing bipolar disorder, family dysfunction. We do have a line of self-help books, but most importantly, remember that this too shall pass, and if you do the work, you will feel better. So I wish you well. I hope I said a few things that will help you in the next few days. Oh, hi, Grace. I love you so much. This wasn't for Grace. She's just like one of the only people that shows up regularly for my lives. So we love Grace. All right. Have a beautiful day. Be well, and we will see you soon.